Hello everyone! The summer came to an end, as well as my little challenge, a day in August. Today I want to share with you the results of my challenge, which, as you may guess, consisted of me doing something in my sketchbook every day of the month. I'm really fond of myself for going all the way through with it, so let's get started. But first, if you don't want to hear me ramble about my month, what happened, you can just skip to this point in time and you can watch a flip through with some music. The sticker I chose for this challenge is a vomiting gnome from Gravity Falls because that's how it feels at times when you have to draw every day, you have to be creative and stuff. So, yeah, let's go. The title page, I made this one was one of the last one I made, and the absolute star of it is definitely the elephant, my favorite thing in the world. He's very silly and I love him. The first day of August I procrastinated the entire day, so I put it together in like 30 minutes from all the stuff which I found lying around, and it's kind of an autumn vibe, but for some reason August has like a bit of an autumn mood to it, so I think it fits. The second day, oh, the marvelous day when I met my beloved Princess Labuba. My family and I, we went to the mall and I got a Labubu. Like, technically she is a Lafufu, but you know what? She might be fake, but my love for her is definitely is not. So, it's my princess. On the third day, I I played Undertale the entire day and then probably watched YouTube, so I did not have time to do the drawing, and I had to finish the Labubu one, so, this one got the short end of the stick, but it was like 10 minutes of my time, but I like all of them. They all look really silly. I'm sorry, Undyne. I love her, but the best here is Papyrus, whom I always will love as well, because, we went on a date, we have a very long history together. This day, it was a very cloudy day, and me and my younger sister went outside to walk around the neighborhood, and we both artists, so we had to stop to take photo of this flower. It's way prettier in real life, but that's what the only thing I can do. So yeah, that's her taking a photo of the flower. This day, my family and I, we watched The Electrical Worlds of Louis Wayne, and we loved it so much, especially because, like, some of us are artists, plus we love cats, we have a cat, and that's the portrait of our cat in the style of Louis Wayne. It doesn't look like very much like either, because the Louis Wayne style is very hard for me because I get overwhelmed, and I never draw animals, so, the cat was kind of hard, but I love this boy. I'll put his picture on the screen. He's the best little boy ever. Another day, another game of Undertale, plus me and my sister, we baked a cake. It was, if I'm not mistaken, it's an orange cranberry bundt cake from Sally's Baking Addiction, my favorite website. If I could get a cookbook, I would. I love the website so much. On this faithful day, on the 7th of August, that was the first time in my life a 20-year-old me watched Transformers, and that's the best movie of all time, and you cannot change my mind. I love it so much. So that's a Transformer. my interpretation of a transformer. Um, I don't remember what happened that day, but I used pastels, something which I don't really use, and I've got a really cute castle for my Princess Labubu, you know. That's the day me and my sister we made pizzas, because there is a lot of us. And she's eating, she's serving, she's slaying, she's very cool, and she's the queen. I love her. Oh, this is The Time Thief, the movie. My family and I watched it, and we loved it. It was very fun. I don't know why. Like, I get why this movie has a lot of bad reviews, because some people just don't get it. And it's not like we're better than everyone else. It's just, it's not just entertainment. It's something to think about, and like death and stuff. But I love the movie, and that's the portrait of my favorite character, Lastrup. I used Sangina. I have no idea how to say that in English. Go. This day, my friend went to what? This day, my friend came to visit, and she went to Portugal this summer, so she brought me a little present, a little handmade Portugal fish. I think it's sardine. Yeah, so I did a collage of it. Plus, this day, me and my sisters, we were doing collages. I'll put a bunch on the screen so you can see it for yourself. And this was a label which was sticking from her, and I just stuck it here so it looks pretty. This one is inspired by the sticker because I had no idea how to describe the day, so I just put in a sticker, and it all went from there. And I think it turned out pretty well. This day I spent doing the fan art for Mr. Rabbit's magic show, and if I'm not mistaken, that's the day I found out that I was being scammed on Tumblr. A very, remarkable day, I would say so. This day I started Cube Escape Paradox. I love the game, and I already played through chapter 1, and I bought chapter 2. I'm just waiting for, for the right time to play. And I think that's the day I was making my Don't Fall For It video about the Tumblr scam. And, I've spent so much time doing a video for YouTube, so it felt appropriate to, how do I say it, to devote the page to the YouTube. And it's like YouTube shark, not shark yet, not even a fish, just a fish egg, but... The next day we watched Barbie, and I think it's hilarious. I love the movie. Yeah, some of the monologues were unnecessarily long, but from the way that I understand the movie, I know that there was a lot of controversy around it, but for me it's just a comedy. It's very funny. I loved it. My family loved it as well. This is the day, I played. I think this green thing is inspired by the Cube Escape Paradox. That's the day I finished the game that day, and we played a board game where we had to save London from having the entire population memory wiped, something like that. And this day I got the, how do you say it? Let me check. I got chromatographic sheen ink, and I tried them. At first I didn't know how they work, I didn't really get it, and plus the paper is not good for this type of ink. So we just have two mermaids, mer sisters. On this day, me and my middle sister went to visit our grandparents in the neighboring town. That was a bit stressful, but you know, family is family. The next day, me and my dad went biking around the neighborhood, and not even neighborhood, we live in a part of the village, and we went to the, you know, around the village, I would say. So that's a little collage devoted to that. And this day was full of shame because, you know, if you remember the collage with that fish, when my friend came to visit, we drank coffee. I specifically drank coffee, and I left milk in my milk frother. So, you know, nobody cleaned it for like a week, even 10 days. So when I opened the milk frother, there was a garden of mold. So it's devoted to that. This is just self-portrait. I don't know what to say about that because it was done like 2 or 3 days after the deadline. So I remember that probably I just worked very hard that day, so it felt appropriate to draw myself because I'm such a hard worker. And the next day, my family and I went to the forest. It's kind of a park, but it's like a park which connects to the forest, and we went through the forest to the river, and we walked a lot. I think 20 or 30 kilometers. I have no idea how much is it in miles, but it's like 30 kilometers at least. And yeah, I drew that from sketches. That's the dead one. This is my those are my sisters and my mother. I had to improvise for my mother because you know, you can't fit a standing person in such a small format. Yeah, I didn't draw myself because why? And on this day I had an existential crisis, to be honest, because I felt like you know, it's the feeling that you're never good enough, and no matter how hard you try, there are always people who draw better than you, or you know, sometimes it feels like your goals aren't right. Or for me, the hardest thing is the separation, not the separation, but the trying to set priorities between traditional art, which is my university work, and my digital art, which is my hobby and my passion. I do love traditional art, don't get me wrong, but you know, sometimes it feels that improving one is counterproductive to another. Anyways, enough of that. This is the final week of August, and I spent most of it trying to, you know, catch up with some academic stuff, which I had to do for the university because, you know, it's my final year and I have to do my final work. And this is Russian sauce. I love it so much. I can sell my soul for a good Russian sauce because it's great. Anatomy is off, but that was not the point of the drawing. Next day, this is the portrait of my sister, and trust me, in the actual painting I did, it looks exactly like her, but this is, you know, this is from my head. It's gouache. Another oh my god, another board game, and this is the Curse of the Sphinx, where we had to, if I'm not mistaken, we had to escape the pyramid, and it took us an absurdly long time. I don't know what's up with Egypt, but every time a board game takes place in Egypt, we get stuck for like 3 or 4 hours and we cannot solve it at all. So, this day was the last day my sister, spent with us because she had to leave for the university in another town, so I just printed out a bunch of photos of us, doing stuff, and that's our cat. And stuck it together because it was kind of sad that, she's living already. She's been here only for a month, and we grew up like we were the same age because we don't have that much of an age difference, so it's kind of sad. And, oh, spoiler alert. This day was done, like, a bit later than it was supposed to be, and it's all inspired by this statue because I cut it out from the magazine weeks ago, and I loved it so much, but I didn't know what to do with it, so I did a little collage. One of the final ones. This was supposed to be a lot of hands and a lot of color mixing because I did my nails on that day. But I gave up because, in this, if you can't see, like, at this point, you have to mix, for example, over here, yellow, blue, dark blue, purple, dark purple, and red. There's like a lot of colors you have to mix. So, plus green, and it's just, I wasn't up for the challenge, but at least I got a really cute, like, animal head out of it, like eyes, eyebrows, nose, those little puffs where, like, how do you say it, whiskers grow from, and a little mouth. So I think it's very cute. And the last day, I love this type of, I don't know, how do you call it? Craft. I don't do that pretty often, and I'm not that good at it, but I think it's pretty cute, and it's really not effective. It looks really neat, I would say so. And there is a little story. Once upon a time, there were 3 sisters. On one random day during the long magical summer, they... What? I skipped the... Okay. Well, English is not my first language, so I hope I'll be forgiven. They went on a journey to find a pig, a horse, and a cat. The rest is history. So, yeah, that's the last day. It's the sunset, it's a castle, everything with love, and yeah, that's the end of the challenge. So that's it. I hope you liked it, and I want to end this video with a little summary of my summer. I can say that it was really polarizing. Like the first half of it, I spent at a summer camp as a counselor, and let's say it was hell. And the fact that I have a teaching degree, I almost have a teaching degree, didn't help. Not because of the kids, but because of the, bosses, unfortunately. I'm pretty sure that we have a collective trauma from that with my colleagues. So let's just pretend that was a bad dream. The other half of the summer was honestly great. I spent a lot of time with my family. I got back to reading, played some computer games, worked on some art stuff, and, cooked a lot because I love cooking. It's mainly eating what I cooked, but it's another story. One could say I started living again this summer. And, I can wait for my final year of the university, which started like yesterday. And looking forward for all the holidays, like, Halloween, Christmas, New Year's, all of that good stuff. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a comment which of my days of August you like the most, and do tell how was your summer. I'd love to read about it. So leave your summer stories in the comments. That's all for me. See you next time. Bye bye.